Today's video is brought to you by the good people over at patriotpost.us. They are an excellent source of news, information, op-eds, and all that good stuff. And a link for them will be in the description box. So when you head over there and subscribe, tell them that ABL sent you. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about Cenk Uygur, however you say his name, from the Young Turks, running for office in California, then being endorsed by Bernie Sanders, and basically the same day or the next day being unendorsed by Bernie Sanders. Now, there's a whole lot to get through, a whole lot to quote unquote unpack here, as the cool kids would say. But first, let me back up a little bit and explain who this guy, Cenk Uygur, is, why he's important, why Bernie Sanders endorsed him, then unendorsed him, and then we'll also hear from the local area California Democratic Party as far as how they feel about Cenk Uygur and Bernie Sanders and that whole endorsement kerfuffle. First things first, Cenk Uygur is a host on the YouTube channel, the Young Turks. They do basically like MSNBC stuff on YouTube. They are very well known. I think Susan Wojcicki, the CEO of YouTube, has sat down with Cenk and they've talked. They're like the big dogs. At one particular point in time, when you had Alex Jones still on YouTube, they were like neck and neck. You know, Alex Jones for the right and Cenk for the left. That's pretty much how that was. So I would say they're probably the top news organization on YouTube aside from the mainstream media. And at this point, with all the corporate sponsors, they might as well be mainstream, but I digress. The whole point is that they're a very big channel, and Cenk is very well known for being the host of that. Now, he's running for office in California. He wants to take over Katie Hill's vacated seat, which is California's 25th Congressional District. That's the U.S. House Reps. Now, Katie Hill, remember her? This was a lady that got caught with the naked pictures and smoking weed, the Iron Cross right there in the sensitive lady parts area. You understand? She got caught doing that. Oh, yeah, the main thing was that she was brushing her staffer's hair on a hotel chair naked, you know, having a threesome. Like, it was all kind of weird stuff going on with her. She resigned, talking about, oh, this is sexist, I'm being targeted, this, that, and the third. Meanwhile, she was having a relationship inappropriately with a staff member. You can't be doing that. But I digress. The whole point is that when she quit, when she resigned, however you want to call it, that seat was vacated, and Cenk wants to get that particular seat. I believe the Young Turks are based in LA, Arizona, or somewhere close by. So for them, it makes sense for him to just run right there locally. Now, Bernie Sanders, at one particular point in time, was a fixture on the Young Turks. You know, Cenk had been out there campaigning for him, and the whole staff were kind of like part of Bernie Sanders' campaign team in the 2016 era, okay? And they're still basically like Bernie Sanders surrogates. They're against Hillary Clinton and anybody that poses Bernie Sanders a threat. From what I've been able to see, if I just happen to unfortunately come across a Young Turks video, I'll see them speaking against people that are against Bernie Sanders and for anybody that is for Bernie Sanders or that has a similar viewpoint as him, if it makes sense for Bernie Sanders. So basically, they're like Bernie Sanders surrogates or part of his campaign. So it would have just made common sense for Bernie Sanders to do the Young Turks a favor and endorsed Cenk and his race. But the problem is that maybe Bernie Sanders did not look into Cenk's background and what he had said on YouTube. There have been some clips that have surfaced, you know, some things that are kind of, you know, harmless to me, but harmful to those in the Democratic Party. It was some locker room talk, talking about women and, you know, putting them on the rating scale or a 3 or a 5. They can get this and that, you know, that type of thing. So some of the comments were seen as sexist and or misogynistic. You know, that's a strike against them. But then there was also a clip about bestiality. I mean, just some really weird stuff. I won't play that right here. I'll put it in the description box below if you want to check it out for yourself. But he's basically saying that he might legalize bestiality if a world leader were able to engage in it. Like, I'm not going to quote him verbatim, But he was basically saying that bestiality might not necessarily be a bad thing depending upon the situation. Now, I can't tell if he was joking or what, but to many, it seemed pretty serious. And like I said, I could not tell if he was joking, so I'll take it as him being serious. You can't be saying stuff like that and at the same time trying to be taken seriously as a candidate running for Congress in the U.S. I ain't talking about just like California's General Assembly or House, whatever they want to call it. I'm talking about going to D.C. and being a leading face of the nation. You can't really be saying stuff like that, but I digress. The whole point is that a lot of information about Cenk has been coming out to the point where California's, well, LA's Democratic Party came out and said Bernie Sanders needs to unendorse this man right now. He is sexist. He has been endorsing bestiality, this, that, and the third. Unendorse him right now. Right around when this happened, Cenk put out a statement that says, we would not accept any endorsements except for those who are just in our community. You know, if you are in LA, this particular district, I accept your endorsement. But if you're not, I'm not going to accept it, which was basically a way for him to give Bernie Sanders the green light to unendorse him. And of course, Bernie Sanders did unendorse him, talking about, well, he said he's not going to receive any endorsement, so I retract my endorsement. And also the name of the organization, the Young Turks. I mean, I'm not necessarily a 5-star historian over here, but I know about the Armenian genocide, and the group that did that were the Young Turks. I'm not saying it's the same group that are on YouTube right now doing news. It's the same name, though. That's the problem. So you got the same name of a group that did the Armenian genocide. You got the guy that's running, talking about all kind of wild and crazy things that the left do not like at all. And some things that both sides, even if you are not even on a particular side, you can be agnostic politically. Some things are just like, okay, bestiality, is that really you want? Do you want to make that argument about bestiality? I mean, it's kind of strange. So there are so many things that he has said and done. The name of the organization, even the far lefties and the left coast don't want to touch it with a 10-foot pole. So that is a reason why Bernie Sanders unendorsed him. I want to see who's going to fill that particular seat. I mean, Katie Hill, that was a piece of work right there. I mean, a total degenerate. Cenk from Young Turks is a nut. He would have been crazy to put in there. Who are you going to put right there on the left coast? LA, man, they got a lot of issues. You got the drugs going around. Got meth, heroin, crack still going on. I mean, you got a lot of different issues in that particular area. Who's going to fill that seat? I just hope for regular normie people in that area, conservatives, liberals, whatever, just regular people that don't want to get involved with the melee. Hopefully they'll be able to get a good person in there, because Katie Hill obviously was not it. Cenk from Young Turks obviously was not it. So somebody should step up. Could it be a conservative? I doubt it for that particular area. But hey, that'd be my particular dream and goal eventually for California, as will be the same case for the rest of the United States. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? Do you think that Cenk Uygur, do you think that Cenk Uygur would be a good selection for California's 25th district? If that's your viewpoint, let me know why in the comments below. Or would it be a bad fit for that particular district? If that's your viewpoint, let me know why in the comments below. Who would be good for that particular area? Was Katie Hill good despite all of the, the rock star lifestyle that you can't be doing in Congress? Was she a good fit for that particular area? What are these people going to do now going forward when they're faced with the Democratic Party attacking them? Okay, because it wasn't necessarily us on the right that said Cenk Uygur wouldn't be a good pick for that seat. It was the Democrats themselves. There's quite a bit of infighting in the Democratic Party, especially over on the left coast. Katie Hill was not the first person to resign amid weird circumstances, sexual assault and or abusive power, all kind of stuff. That's a real abusive power right there. They're talking about Donald Trump abusing his power. I've not seen Donald Trump sitting on somebody's hotel room chair in the birthday suit brushing a staffer's hair, but I did see Katie Hill do that. Who are they going to put in that seat, and how can we get this whole thing in California left coast turned around to go in a positive direction? Whatever your comments are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.